Okay, good. So this is where we left off. Remember, somebody had asked me if creating a new measure. Good. Thank you very much, Hope. Remember, someone had asked me in our last class if when you say, let me just do it for remembrance. When we say new measure, you know, and it now creates a new measure. If it was a line, and then I now said it is just a default name. So I'll just delete this because we're not using this for now. So now what we're going to do, looking at our table, this is our table, hotel in Lagos. I'm clicking on it, it will now show. So this is our table. So the first thing we want to do, we want to see the number of hotels, that rank top 5. So the very, very straightforward way you can do it, go back to the report view. I know we can all see report view. Click on report view, and then you come up here, look at my mouse, my cursor, visualization. All right. Sometimes somebody may click this in error and say, I can't see visualization on my desktop. It's only just because, see. And whenever you hover your mouse, just be patient with yourself. You click and it will come out. There is another pane here that is collapsed. If you click, it comes up. That's a filter pane, but we don't need the filter, so that is why we're going to collapse it. If you collapse this and you collapse this, everything will disappear. Someone will now say, but my own is looking very different from Mr. Anthony's own. That is just because of all these things are collapsed. So I'm clicking on it and clicking on visualization as well. So now we want to table view. Now you go through them gently. This is bar chart, column chart. Now table is here. This is table. So you click on table. Ensure that nothing else is, let me just delete it again. I am deleting. Ensure that nothing is ticked, nothing is clicked. See, if I click on this, it means Agege count is clicked. Now notice what happens here. Under the DAX, under the measure table, we are saying that Agege count is clicked. If I unclick this, it goes blank. So back to Agege count, all right? That is hotels in Agege. That is what we mean by Agege count. So now I'm clicking outside so that nothing is selected on my window. All right. So now back to table view, click on table view because we want to see the number of hotels that rank what? Top 5 hotels in hotels in Lagos. Remember, our data set is for hotels in Lagos. Here is our data set once again. So I'm going to click hotels in Lagos, and then I'm going to click on table view. Look at the table view. So we want to see the number of hotels. We have over, look at down here, we have over 2,193 rows. All right. So we want to see the total number of hotels that rank top 5. So I'm going back to table view. Going back to report view, sorry. This is our first table. Remember, we clicked on the table view. Now, we're going to expand this measure. All right. See where my cursor is. I'm clicking on it. Let me move this up here and reduce it in the way. All right, now, so hotel names. So can you all see where my cursor is? On hotel names. I'm going to click on it. Can you see what happened in the table view? The total number of hotels came up in the table view. Now we want to add the hotel bill. And we're clicking on hotel bill. Expand the table. Now, hotel bill is showing. I hope we are following to this point. It's all about click once you know what to click, depending on what you're trying to look for. Now, looking at the hotel bill, we want to see the number of hotels, top 5 hotels. So count along with me. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You bring your mouse here and just expand a little. Now, I prefer to work with an external mouse. An external mouse helps, to navigate through your dashboard. Some are very comfortable with the trackpad on their laptop, but I prefer to work with an external mouse. So now we want to see top 5. Now you come here. Can you see this arrow that is showing down? When you click on it, it reverses it to the top 5. You can see I'm clicking on it. Just watch what happens. It has switched to 400. So there is a hotel that actually spends 400 naira a night. They say it's Uptown Inn in Lagos. Now, if you want to see what location that Uptown Inn is, you now go back to our hotels in Lagos table and click on location. La Bodo. That location La Bodo that has 400 naira per day. Okay, oh, now you know. Now we're going to reverse it back to the top 5. So the top 5, it now tells us 3-bedroom flat. Probably this is a service apartment. Then fully furnished 2-bedroom flats. This one is 800. Is this 800? 8 million naira. Wow. Okay. Then Greyhound apartment. So you can now see that Ikoyi is topping in this. Now, if we want to want to find the bottom 5, we can just simply, this wonderful click, copy, right click, copy. Okay. Copy visual. Then you right click again. You click outside. My right click is not working. So since my right click is not working, simple. Just go to table view again. You click outside, go to table view, click on table. We have a new table. All right. You now click on the same parameters: hotel name, hotel bill, and location. Expand your table. Expand your table and now click on this to reverse it to the bottom 5. So now this is it. So we now have the top 5 and bottom 5 side by side. Now,
Sorry, Chukwemeka, are you clicking on the fuel icon that is there? Is that what you are clicking on? Because I
did
can't
you say
see it.
fuel? Look
Like
at
the
the icon.
funnel icon is there.
This arrow. Look at if you look at the two.
Oh,
There is
okay,
this
okay,
one going
okay.
down.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
yes.
decreasing from the top, and this is now increasing from. Okay, so this is what
Okay.
I'm clicking on.
Oh, okay.
This is what I'm clicking on.
Oh, okay. I get that
Now,
now. Thank you.
okay, good. Okay, any other question? Continue. Okay, good. I'm going forward. Now, the next thing we may want to know, let's go back to our table view. Let's go back to our table view. We may now want to remember when in week 2, when we did this grouping, of, let me click on the filter, when we did the grouping of group A, group B, group C, and group D. Now, why we did this is because we wanted to do a visual. Remember that one of the things we're trying to do is to use basic visualization, looking at pie charts, bar charts, and all that. So now quickly, I'm now going to look us through various charts, and that will introduce us to our our first assignment for this session. So I'm about showing us the different types of charts. Now, when you're talking of visualizations, all right, when you're talking of visualizations, when you want to visualize your data, when it has to do with relationships, we'll use what is called scattered plots or bubble charts. All right. When you're talking of comparison, you use bar charts or line charts. As you're advancing in Excel, maybe when you're going to do some visualizations in Excel, your instructor would take you through some of these principles. Now, when you're now trying to talk about distribution, when it is more statistical analysis, you're now talking about histogram box plots. And then when you're now going to talk about composition, we're talking about pie chart, stack bar chart, and stacked area chart. So for today's class, we're going to be using pie charts. Now, there are various rules to the different types of charts. There are various rules to box plots and histogram plots. There are various rules to bar charts and line charts. There are various rules to scattered plots and bubble plots. So the first assignment I'm going to give us is to find out what instances, all right, what instances do we use either of these charts, all right? So for those of you who want to take notes, first one, relationships, scattered plots, bubble charts. At what point do you need to use scattered plots? At what point do you need to use bubble charts? If you know these basics, it's going to help you a lot in the long run in your career. All right. Okay. Now you can see from the screenshot, scatter plot demonstrates the relationship between two variables, and that is, for instance, x and y. The relationship. Now, relationship, are they sparsely related or closely related? All right. You can see from this chart. Now, if does an increase in one result in an increase in another? Does a reduction in one result in a reduction in the other? That's what a scatter plot is, two variables. So for you to be effective, for you to be able to make sense, then if you now have more than two variables, you now use a bubble chart. You can see it, relationship. When you're talking about relationship between variables, you use a plot. Two variables, scatter plot. Three variables, bubble chart. So that's it. So I were already answering the assignment that I said I'm giving you.
Thank you, sir.
You will get. Okay, just so we don't make progress. All right, you have Google there to help you. All right, so it's part of the assignment. So go and understand use case scenario of each of these. For today's use case, we are going to use the pie charts, and I'm going to explain why we're using the pie charts. So let me move forward. All right. Now, for, like I said, I repeat, for relationship, scatter plot, for comparison, bar chart, line charts, for distribution, histogram, box plots, for composition, pie chart, stacked bar chart, stacked area chart. So we're using pie charts for our use case now, because pie chart is when you have 5 or less than 5, 3 to 5 variables, and you want to show the relation, you want to show the composition of these variables of the total. Now we have groups A to D. We want to use a pie chart to see what is the distribution of all the hotels amongst the various groups. All right, I repeat, we want to see the distribution of all the hotels as per our grouping. As per our grouping, group A, group B, group C, group D, and group D, and 5 groupings. Remember, we grouped based on ratings. There were some of them that were rated 7 to 10. There were some that were rated from 0 to 10, and we now grouped. Let me quickly go back. to our, let me go back. I'm going back to our Power BI so that we will follow. Under hotel groupings, you can see we have group A, group B, group C, group D. So these are 4 groups. So we want to use a pie chart to see what is the distribution of this. Now, to do that, this is now going to introduce us to DAX expression. All right. So this is where we are going to introduce DAX. So we are going to come to our measure and now say new measure. We had done a little bit of DAX when we did the Ikeja count. All right. So this particular measure we are going to do is to find out the distribution of the various group. So this is how we're going to start. We're going to start with saying what is the name of our measures. We're going to call this measure the group A. So group A equals to, now there are different DAX expressions. Once we finish typing this DAX expression, now we are going to use a combination of 3 DAX expressions. All right, a combination of 3 DAX expressions. The first DAX expression we are going to use is the expression called count rows. We're going to count rows. Remember what I said about IntelliSense. Already the IntelliSense has given us all the various DAX expressions that has to do with counts. We have counts, count A, count AX, count blanks, count rows. We're going to do count rows, okay? Count rows. Now I'm going to hit Shift and Enter to take me to the next line. Then we're going to use another expression, filter expression, because we want to count the number of hotels. All right, we want to count the number of hotels that are in group A in our table hotels in Lagos. So we're telling Power BI to count rows, filter, all right, filter. Okay, see the IntelliSense is already choosing filter. So I'm clicking, see my hand, clicking on filter by, I'm hitting Shift and Enter. It's asking us, what do we want to filter by? We're filtering to where, as in, where are we directing our Power BI to filter? And it is to filter in our table. Our table is hotel in Lagos. So we're going to do this. See now, the IntelliSense has asked us, are we filtering by DAX? See where my mouse is. We're not filtering by here. Or are we filtering by dimensions? That is our dimension table. Remember when we talked about star schema in week 2? We talked about our dimension table where we have a primary table and secondary table. We're not filtering by that. Rather, we are filtering by our data set, which is hotel in Lagos. Okay, so hotel in Lagos. Okay, so we're filtering by hotel in Lagos. Hotels in Lagos. And what are we looking for in hotel in Lagos? Now we're going to use another DAX expression to tell Power BI what we are looking for in hotel in Lagos. We're looking for hotels in Lagos that are in what? Group A. All right. So first of all, we want Power BI to pull out the number of hotels that are in group A in our hotel in Lagos table, filter by hotel in Lagos table. So there is this DAX expression that is going to look for the hotels that are group D in our hotel in Lagos table, you know, And that expression that is going to do this work for us is called contains the string. So it's just contains, okay, it has already shown us. Okay, as I typed con, it has given us concatenate. That's not what we're doing. Concatenate x. These are all various DAX expressions, but it is contains string. All right, see, I'm clicking on contains string. Now, what string? Which string? Look at this. It says within text. String within. I'm selecting hotels in Lagos. That is the table. Hotel group. Where is hotel group? Hotel in Lagos. Hotel group. I'm looking for hotel. Hotels in Lagos. Hotel group table. Hotel grouping. All right. Group A. Group A. Close the quotes. We close this statement. Hit enter. Now see the number of open brackets we have. We have 3 open brackets, so we need to close them one after the other. Hit enter again and close the brackets. All right. And we commit. Now, since it didn't throw any error, it means our DAX expression is correct. Now, let me just recap. Okay. To check whether it's working, we'll come here. Let us see the total number of hotels in group A. Now, come to our visualization, get the visual card, all right, and click on group A. Good. It tells us 102. 102 hotels in group A. All right. 102 hotels in group A. Now we're going to repeat this process for group B, group C, and group D. Remember that we are trying to build a pie chart to see the relationship, all right, to see the distribution of this whole of the hotels as per their groups. So we'll come back here and do the same thing. But before we do that, let us come here and use our wonderful and powerful Control and A to copy everything, Control and C. All right. So now we come here, say new measure. New measure, Control and V. I've pasted. Now we're now going to change this to what? To group B. Group B. Then we're going to change this to B. Note that you need to use it exactly as it applies. Let me make a mistake in error purposely. See, I reduced the gap between B and I say commit. Let us see if it is going to give us an answer. So I'm bringing another card. Okay, let's use the same card. Let's unselect group A and now select group B. Did you see what happened? He said, I don't understand you, Oga. So let us go back and correct ourselves. Let me take us back to the table view so that we'll see. Sorry. table view, hotel in Lagos, table view. Now, you can also see how it is named here. It is group space D. But in B, I said group without the space B. I'm doing this so that when you run into errors, you don't freak out. You just quietly go back and check where you got wrong. So now let me go back and correct myself. Now go to this, click on this and say space. Click outside. Sorry, I'm supposed to have committed, but I think it will commit on my behalf. I'm committing. See what I did. I commit, click outside. Now, click on this and click. It now understands what I was asking it to do. Any questions so far before I continue? What we're trying to do is we want to find the relationship between all the groups, all the hotels. Remember, like I said, in week 2, we had grouped all the hotels into groups. Let me click outside, take us back to the table view. Sorry, someone's mic is on. Can you mute? Yeah, so remember we did this grouping. We are trying to do a relationship. I remember we had gone through the various charts where you're talking about visualization. There are various rules to visualization, and you will get your assignment, your first assignment, which is find out the use cases for the different visualization. That is when you're trying to use comparison, when you're trying to use relationship, and when you're trying to use the various scenarios. So in this case, we are going to use the pie chart because we want to see how the various group, of 100%, what the distribution is like. So back to our report view. So we are going to get another measure, click on another measure, new measure. All right, remember we still did copy, so it is still in the memory of our dear Power BI. Now we're going to paste Control and V. Now we have done for A, we have done for B, now we are going to do for C. And I've just C, I'm changing this now to C. C. And I will commit. Good. It has committed. Let us check. Clicking on this card, I will unselect B and now select C. 83. So click outside again. New measure. Control and V. Group D. Group D. Then once again, group D. Sorry, group D. Commit. Good. So now let's test. Click on this again. Unselect group C. Select group D. Group D, that is the one for the masses. 1,823 records. All right. So I'm unselecting. Now, I don't need this. I'm going to delete this. I don't need this card visual. It was for the purpose of testing this. Now, if you go through your brochure, you will see where it talks about creating relationship. We had already created a relationship. We started creating relationship. We're going to come back to group A, group B, group C, group D, but just know that we've already created the DAX measures. We'll come back to creating our pie chart, but I wanted to take us through, remind us what we did about relationship. Now, This is model view. Hope we can all still see my screen. Remember when we did the grouping, our grouping table where we have the table group A, group B, group C, group D, when we created our hotel grouping. Hope we can all remember. Indicate if we can all remember where I created a supporting table when I created this dimension hotel grouping table. You know, when I went here and said enter data, let me come back to report view. I hope you can remember when I did this. Wait for it to load. You can remember. I need someone to let me know that I'm not speaking to myself. When I said, remember when I did plus, 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 I now came here and said group A, group B. Can we all remember? Sorry,
Yes.
I can't see. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. Good. Good. So thank you. Are you sure you want to exit? Yes. Ooh, what did I just do? Control square. Okay, good. Okay. Now we did that to be able to create this relationship. And you can see that there's an active relationship between group A, group B, group C, group D, and our hotel in Lagos. You will see why this is important. Now, to explain what a star schema is, I'm going to now share my screen, because some of you may be wondering, what is a star schema? What does Mr. Anthony mean when he says star schema? Now, this is star schema. This is from Databricks. Databricks is a data engineering platform that has to do with the build of tunnels. For those of us who are going to advance into data engineering, you will get to understand what data pipeline means. So a star schema is, this is the primary key, fact table, and these are the dimension tables. So remember that we listed the DIM hotel grouping. That is dimension hotel grouping, dimension underscore hotel grouping. So for this, for this particular star schema, you have your fact table. In our own case, our fact table is our hotel, is our hotel table. Let me just see. Yeah, hotel in Lagos table. Our hotel in Lagos table is our fact table. Now, our first dimension table is the hotel underscore grouping table, where we have the group A, group B, group C, group D. So this is what a star schema looks like. All right. If you want to understand more about star schema, you can just go to our dear friend Google and type star schema. You can all see star schema. Now, also DAX expression. Let me now show us DAX expression. There is DAX documentation. I hope we can all still see my screen. The DAX overview. This is a Microsoft DAX expression. You get here from Googling DAX expression. It will bring you here where you now click on DAX functions. All right. There are various types of functions. There is a DAX function reference. There are new DAX functions. So it's always good to once in a while go through this. There's a sum. Okay, it's loading. Sorry. The new DAX functions. My internet is very, very fast this evening. Yes, the new DAX function. See, it has now loaded. So we have a DAX function saying first. You know, we have a DAX function saying last. You know, we have a DAX function saying next. So there are different types of functions. So there is DAX statement, DAX glossary. So let us go back to well, let's go back to our, now that we know relationships, and we now know what it means to the star schema gives you an idea. It's like in the shape of a star, you know. So in our own case, once again, facts table. Our facts table is hotel in Lagos, and our first dimension table, which we're going to work with now, is the dimension hotel on dimension underscore hotel grouping. So let us go back to our Power BI. So now we're back to our Power BI. So now let's create our pie charts. Now let me reduce this card and put it somewhere up here. Reduce this as well. Reduce this as
Mr.
well. Please, I'm lost. Who is lost again? Lost as in what aspect? Oh, I only just came back from the internet to explain star schema. Yes, so I'm back to do the pie chart. We've already created our various DAX expression, which is here: Group A, Group B, Group C, Group D. So we want to represent it in a pie chart. So let me hear you. You say you're lost. All right, good. So hold on. Yes. So now, to get a pie chart, what you do is pie charts. All right. So first one, group. Are you seeing what's happening? Second one, third one, and then our fourth one. All right. So now this tells us the relationship that D has the highest number of houses. 83% of hotels are in Group D. That is the group of those that are 0 to 3 rating. Now, this one, Group C, is 3.7%. All right, are of the ones that are between the ratings of um, of 3 to 6. Then Group B, of those that are from 6 to 7, that is 6 to 7 are Group B. Then those ranked from 8 to 10 are Group A. So this is our pie chart for this 4 distribution. Now, also, if you go through your brochure, there's something that talks about Slicer. Slicer is one quick and effective way of us finding out other things that we want to find about. Let's say you want to see, we want to make good use of, okay, want to know how many how many what is the total amount of total amount of hotel bills, okay, of hotels in Group A. Now, what you just do to use your slicer, first of all, you come here, you come to your hotel table. Let me move this out of the way. Come to your hotel table, click outside your card view. Card view, we want to know hotel. Our other cards have Ikeja, Agege counts and Ikeja counts. So this card view, we want hotel bill. Where is hotel bill? Click on hotel bill here. Total hotel bill, 78 million. All right, I repeat. We want to make use of our relationship. So we're going to I clicked on the card view and then I selected the particular metric, hotel bill. Now, we're now going to introduce what we call slicer. Can everyone hear me? Please confirm. Good. All right. So now we want to introduce our slicer to be able to thank you very much, loud and clear, to be able to see other granular informations. All right. Say for instance, you want to see what is the total the hotel bills, the total number of hotel bills in Ikoyi alone. Now, you come here, you click on, there is slicer, see the slicer visualization. You click on slicer, there is it. Now, under location, we now come here, we click on location. Can you see what just happened? We have all the locations. Now, if you now want to see Ikoyi, click on Ikoyi. Now say the total number of hotels in Ikoyi is 154,000. That is the total number of bills of hotels in Ikoyi. All right. And then now this now tells us, see what happened here because of our relationship. Because of the relationship we did. It tells us that Ikoyi falls in group D. If you want to know whether the power of your relationship. Now let me come here and delete this relationship. I'm deleting this relationship. Delete relationship, yes. He's working on it as deleted relationship. Let us come back here. Now let's introduce our slicer. You won't notice it here, but let's introduce a slicer and put this dimension, the dimension hotels in Lagos. Sorry. Good. Our hotel grouping dimension. Good. Can you see here? Now, let me click on this. Did you see that nothing happened? See, nothing happened. Now I'm going to click here to clear. I'm coming. I'm trying to show something. The relationship, part of what we are supposed to do is to show relationship. So I deleted the relationship between our grouping. So I'm going to clear this now and go back to our model view and re-establish the relationship. How do you establish a relationship? It had automatically created a relationship when we formed the table, but I now deleted it. So how do we re-establish relationship? You click and drag. Are you seeing how I'm dragging? And the relationship is back. Okay? Click and drag. All right? And the relationship is established. So now we have our relationship back. So now let's go back to the report view and see if it will work. Now I want to see group B. Okay. Now let us see and troubleshoot what is happening, why it is telling us blank. Okay, let's see group A. Okay, good. For Agege is not in group A. That's why you're not seeing anything here. Now for the sum of hotels, sum of hotels, we're supposed to have a sum of hotels of all hotels in group A. Sum of hotels group A. Hold on. Clear. Some are hotel sum of the total hotels in by location, and then our relationship. So for group, okay, Agbada, sorry, clear selection. Now, group C, good. Group D, good. Okay, now why you were seeing that no blank is because there are no informations for those particular areas. So now that I've clicked on D, you can see the total number of rents, you know, of all the hotels in group D is 71 million naira. All right, and now our table 2 has changed. Our table is showing us informations of hotels in group D alone. When you now click on group C, everything changes, you know, because of this relationship we have created. Once you delete this relationship, nothing works. All right, nothing works. So let me just clear this so that it takes us back to, now this is the slicer. When you're talking about slicer, this too also is a slicer. It helps you to go deep down, you know. Let's say you want to see Ojo, you want to see all the details of hotels in Ojo, so you can see it. Blue Ivy Suites in Ojo. All right, you want to see Mushin, the number of hotels in Mushin, this one too has shown us. This is our table view. So when you now clear your selection, your table goes back to your top 5, bottom 5, your pie chart goes. So I think that wraps it up for today. Let me pause here. Recap. We have gone through pie charts because based on the 4 groups that we have, the group A, group B, group C, group D. So, okay, quickly, under visualizations, let's just do this. You may want to rename your heading, your headers. So if you want to do that, look at here. This is format your visual. When you click on here, see this legend on. This is our legend. If you toggle this on and off, legend goes on and off. All right. Detail labels. If you toggle this on and off, all right. Now general properties, title. When you toggle this on and off, it takes this on. So sometimes you might say you don't want the title. All right. Header icons. Toggle this on and off. If I click on it so you understand what the header icons is, it now comes down here. So this is where you interact with your visuals. Okay. Same thing with your table. Your table, you know, whichever one you click, because we're in the visual area, you know, it changes. So let me pause here, click outside.